Not that long ago, I was struggling to get clients for my digital marketing agency. I tried cold approach, lead generation ads, and all the fancy sales scripts and frameworks that there are out there. I was putting all my efforts onto sales calls, but I was always getting hit by same objections no matter how good my offer is and no matter how big my guarantee was. How can I know this is not a scam? It's too expensive. I got somebody to do it for cheaper price. Where is a guarantee? How can I know you will not just take the money and run off? And all of that magically disappeared once I started to use Instagram funnel and started creating content the right way. If this is also happening to you and you want to start using Instagram to get yourself clients for your either digital marketing agency or your digital services, I will show you the exact 3 steps that I took this summer to make my Instagram profile a client generating machine almost overnight. And now I can say with full confidence that my agency brand, my Instagram profile, allow me to afford living without being locationally bounded, support myself financially 100%, and even make real estate investments for the future. Step number 1 is developing an aesthetic branding. When people see your content, they need to know that that is you. When people land on your profile, it needs to have a professional look. And the reason why is because people judge on the first sight. We can pretend that that's not the way it happens, but we all know that everybody is a judger, so why just go against that? Just make the first impression professional and everything else will flow into its place much easier. So what can you do immediately? First off, you can adjust your profile image. It can be a headshot of yourself or it can be a professional logo. It depends on the niches. For me, I work with construction companies. It's better to have a professional logo because I tested both and it didn't vibe with them to have a headshot. Maybe I'm too young. I have no idea. Second thing, you need to adjust your bio. Inside of your bio, you can have your offer clearly displayed and you can have your niche call out. For example, it can be, we help construction companies to get 1 to 3 inquiries every single day. That's something that I have. You can play around with it depending on your service. Third thing is having 3 pinned posts. If your profile is new, if your profile is empty, or you have some sort of a post from before, these 3 you need to have and they need to be pinned to your profile so that people landing on your profile see them immediately. Because people usually view the pinned posts, they appear important, so they always check it out. First pinned post should be about your brand. Story about your brand, how you get started, what's your experience from before. It can be about you, it can be about how you get started and all that stuff. Second thing is explanation of your service. What do you do? What's so special about your service? Why is it different? For example, if you do web design, everybody does web design. So why are you special? And in that post, I usually make them to be carousel posts. You can explain how you do it, what's different than everything else that they can find online, and explain your offer and benefits clearly on that second pin post. And the third one is a client result post. It can be a reel if you have some sort of a testimonial from before. Any sort of results can do it. You can also have like a carousel of screenshots of results. If you don't have clients by now, you can just do work for free for somebody and display that as a client results. Or you can do it for yourself and again, display it as a results. They just have to see that you have some sort of an experience with the service that you offer. And the fourth thing is story highlights. This is something that will be grown as your brand grows because at the beginning, you just don't have so much content and it will be filled. You can have results of your service. You can have your service explained in details. You can have that immediately actually. And of course, always add call to action at the end. For example, DM us the word, touch the reaction, whatever, like hand raisers, to get people who are interested to show you the reactions that they want to chat with you. Something additional that you can think about is using consistent colors. So for example, I use gray and sort of a mantle green, and everybody who sees my posts on the profile that following me, they know that's my post because it's always there. And also you can think about the editing styles. It can be something like simple as fonts, like LUTs that you use all the time, some sort of filters that you use on your post. I think the simplest thing that you can have at the beginning is consistent fonts that you use. That's something that's usually really recognizable. This is something you're going to develop over time. It's definitely not something you're going to have at your first day, but it is important to think about it. And you can also find inspiration from other similar profiles. You can follow people, fill your feed with people who you think are few steps in front of you, so you can just copy them. Talking about the second step, you need to start making content that creates trust and authority. Now, this is probably the most important part of the full Instagram funnel after you create the professional looking site. Because 90% of time, objections occur because clients don't trust you. The way that I like to think about this sort of a content is I try to transform my sales calls into the content. After having more than 1,000 sales calls, I realized that people always ask the same questions. So why would I always answer the questions when I can make content about those questions, right? And it's not even just the question, it's your sales pitch, it's everything about your benefits, about the desires, problems that they're having, and all that stuff, right? Your pitch. You can just transform it into content. And this is what I did this summer. So the common themes that I pick are problems that my clients are facing, desires that they're having, and why would they maybe pick my service, case studies explaining, breaking down some of the success from my clients, objection handling, like, is it a scam? Is it too expensive? So then I explain why is it not a scam and why the price is the way it is. What are the benefits and what could they get? And of course, system explanations. How does the system work? Why is it special? Sorry. What's different about my system that they can't find anywhere else? And this is everything that I go through. I just recycle them over and over again. Now, speaking about the types of content, you can go with faceless 6-second reels. This is something where you can just use the stock footage. You can find it somewhere on websites. It works really well, where you have the headline, the hook on the video, and then you have everything in the captions, like explain and all that. You can go with headshot talking videos. If you're more open to showing yourself in front of the camera, it's a longer format of videos. It's around 30 to 50 seconds. You get really connected to your clients in that way, to your followers. But that's not for everybody. This is something you can explore if you do have the will to do so. It's not necessary, I have to tell you that. And the third way is your face, but without talking. And again, 6-second reels. It can be you typing on a laptop. It can be somebody filming you from a side. You have the hook, calling out your audience, whatever you do there. And then you have the captions where you explain everything that somebody has to read about it. Again, you speak about problems, desires, and all the common themes that I picked for you right here. Now, the post types that I use are reels, stories, and carousels. It's really simple. So people want to know usually how many times should you post. For this sort of a funnel, you can post reels every day. You can use stories 3 to 4 times per day, where you have a lot of call to actions, where it's forgivable to have the call to actions and people do expect them there. And you can have carousel 2 times per week. I get a lot of questions about how does that content look in action, what type of videos to create, what sort of frameworks to use to write the scripts. So I left the first link down in the description. We're going to find a free mini course on how to create a content that actually sells, which I used this summer to transform my agency Instagram profile into the client generating machine. Step number 3 is, of course, getting the buyers. So for now, you have the optimized profile. It looks professional. You have content in place. So what to do now? You need to get yourself buyers. You need to get yourself clients. I don't really recommend the cold approach, but with the optimized profile in this way and the content in place, it's much more, the chances are higher for you to get somebody to respond to you. But what I do recommend is something that I did, and that got me 2 clients for my agency in the first week of running this funnel. And those are 6-second direct offer ads as lead generation campaigns with goal of DM chat. Now you're gonna see what I'm talking about. And I'm literally giving you the gold gem right here. Like, this is something that generated me 2 clients in the first week. And it's really simple, you're gonna see. So this is a 5-second reel, which I just boosted for 10 euros per day. Now here is the framework of the ad creation. It's really super simple. First of all, you have to call your audience out. And I said here for construction companies, then you need to have your offer clearly displayed. For example, here it's all in red. 1 to 3 private, highly qualified leads every day. And then you have the call to action at the end. Follow us, DM us to learn how. It's really super simple, and everything that I do is I have the stock footage behind. You can see that's not me. It's just some random guy holding a paper. It looks like a construction worker. I have no idea who that even is. And that's it. 3 things. Call out the audience, display your offer, and have call to action. And that's everything that you need. Now, the goal here is to get people who are interested in your offer to DM you, right? We don't use the profile visit ads where people need to be warmed up a lot. People who are really interested in your offer will DM you. They will see your profile. They will see you're legit. They will maybe watch some of your reels. They will see your pin posts, the highlights, and all that stuff, right? And it removes objections by 90% without the pressure of going to the sales calls immediately and proving that you're not a scammer, you have results, and they don't trust you and you're just trying to pull their, it's a nightmare. Having this set up before, it really, if you do go to sales calls afterwards, it's much more chilled environment. People already saw you, they saw the profile, they saw you have testimonials, you have results, and it's really much easier. You can run it as a little of $5 per day, and you're gonna still have 2 to 3 DMs every single day from your niche. And if you want to get a deeper dive into how to get started with selling your digital services in 2025 and get clients from scratch, I have a video with full breakdown. Even if you're just a beginner, I will leave the link down below so you can check it out. If you have more questions about a video, just feel free to leave the comments down below or just DM me on Instagram at Tony Busk.